Hi, for another video I'm going to cover this cake now. This is a 9-inch round white citrus mud cake covered in chocolate ganache, and I tried to do a video last night to show you how I ganache it, but it didn't work. So this cake, like I said, it's 9 inches. I make my cakes normally about 4 inches high. This one's 4.5 inches high just because I want it a bit higher for the design. It's 4 layers of cake in there, all about just under 1 inch tall. And I'm going to cover it in fondant. I've got about 1.5 kilos of fondant here. Probably don't need that much, but I want to make sure I've got plenty because I don't like to roll my I don't like to roll it too thin. So I just need corn flour, rolling pin. I use just some beaver just to dampen my cake. Make sure you use something that's not going to leave bits of tissue on the cake. Beaver's pretty good. Just give that a white, and I'll show you how I cover my cake. I'll just angle it down so you can see. When I cover my cakes, my little trick is I actually have something under the cake. I've just got one of the girls' plates underneath the cake. It just raises the cake off the board slightly, so when you come to put the fondant down, the fondant comes down over, then I can actually cut underneath to get a really smooth line and finish underneath my board. I'm going to start rolling this now. I've already kneaded this, it's pretty soft. Corn flour down. Start rolling it out. Like I said, I don't like to roll too thin for my cake, but it always ends up a bit thinner because it stretches over the cake and down the sides anyway. It's about 1/4 inch apparently, I think, that you're aiming for, but mine's always a bit thicker, I reckon. I reckon it's better to go a little bit thicker than thinner, because thinner's going to tear. Air bubbles, just push those down. Sticking. Aiming to get it obviously bigger than the cake. Once I've got it on the cake, I'll show you how I smooth to get really nice lines and edges. So I want it to be probably about right. So you have to do fairly quickly, so it's not going to dry out. I'll just shut this door over here because it's light. It's quite bright, isn't it? Let's get some windows. Really shouldn't try and do that when you're covering a cake. That's okay. It's all quite bright, isn't it? Can you see? Got no windows or doors open, but it's still really bright. Hope you can see. Anyway. Smooth, get it nice and warm, and hopefully you won't get any cracking. This is still nice and wet and sticky. Now this is the nerve-wracking bit. I'll roll it up onto my pin. It's stuck to the table a little bit. Stuck to the table a little bit. Okay, on the cake. And just secure those edges straight away. Hopefully you won't get any cracking. If you feel an air bubble, just lift it and push it out. Get those top edges. Now, I've watched so many videos on how to do this. I recently watched one that had the best tip. So the tip is when you're trying to fluff out your fondant to get it down, is I was always pulling it out like that. What you want to do is pull it sideways and flatten it down. Right? Pull it out to the side, so you're stretching it sideways. Outside, push it down. This has completely changed how I do my cakes now. Made it so much easier. I was trying it for so long and I was pulling it forwards and trying to stretch it down instead, and that's where I was getting tears and elephant skin and creasing. But you want to pull it out to the side and just push it down. Pull it down and out and push it down. Outwards and push it down. And now I'm getting cakes that are pretty much perfectly covered without creasing and tears. For so long I just couldn't work out what I was doing wrong. It looked like I was doing the same as on all the videos, but it wasn't. I was pulling the fondant down like that and trying to push the crease down. You want to pull it out to the side and then gently push it down. So once you've got it on, smooth it out. Check for air bubbles. This is where you'll get air bubbles. Got a few already, I can see. This cake isn't having a lot of decoration on the top, so I'm going to try not to put too many pinholes on the top. But it's going to have decorations on the side, so I can just put your pin in sideways and push the air out. And that air bubble. If you leave the air bubbles, you're going to have an explosion. Mommy? Yeah. Mommy's just talking. Okay, good.
I cleaned them out with my phone.
Give it a really good smooth around the sides. Now, the reason why I prefer using ganache is for this reason. The cake is solid. The ganache sets up hard. The cake is solid. You can be pretty firm on it. You can press hard to really get nice smooth sides. So I'm pressing pretty hard against that side to get that nice and smooth. The cake's not moving, like nothing is shifting. With buttercream it shifts and moves and it's like a waterbed underneath and it's a bit yucky. Yeah, Jenna's coming to join us now. Jenna's off sick today, aren't you, Jenna? Say hello to Auntie Claire.
Hello.
It's the wheel. Take off the excess milk. She is sick, honestly. Really, she really is sick. You wouldn't think it though, would you?
Don't talk and I want to see it go down.
Jenna and Mia call this stuff, they call it snowman. So when she says she wants some snowman, this is what she wants. Yeah, play with that bit. And Mummy talks. Pizza wheel again, best cake tool ever.
Pizza!
Yeah, we know you've got pizza.
Pizza!
You've got
Say that louder!
Alright, no, you have to be quiet now, Mummy's talking.
Alright.
Right. Quietly. Once you've got that excess off, it makes it a bit easier to start smoothing it out. And
I don't like my cough,
I
Mummy.
know, darling. Getting rid of some air bubbles.
Oh, Auntie Claire's not on there.
No, I'm making a video for Auntie Claire.
Why?
Of course.
Is she on holiday? Is she?
Yes, she's in England.
Eating.
There's a few air bubbles in there, but it's okay. Now, I get my acetate, and acetate, if you remember what I smooth it with to get a really, really smooth finish. Acetate just seems to buff out any little lines you've got.
I'm trying to talk now.
Yeah, I know, Jen, I can tell. Mia was much quieter than you.
I want to talk.
Jen's going to teach you how to.
I know how. I'm going to teach you how to do snowman bowls. But I need some flour on here. And then a little bit more.
So that's looking pretty smooth. Once I've got it
And once I got it,
as smooth as I like, it's sticky, so I'm just going to rub some corn flour on the side. Like I said, the actual sides are going to be covered with design, so I'm not going to worry too much about getting the sides perfect. I do want them to be nice and level and even.
And I just rub it. Rub a little bit more, Mama. Please. I don't get a lot. On each side.
So once they're nice and even and smooth, what I do then is I start. And this is actually pretty good. Can you see my corners?
You can see my
Actually
corners, they're all dried up.
They're fairly sharp. With buttercream you tend to get really rounded edges.
No,
No, I need you to be quiet.
I'll teach you how to do snowballs.
I need you to be quiet, Jenna.
Wonderful.
No, quiet now please. Sorry. Right. My edges are fairly sharp there, but I actually want to make them a little bit sharper, so what you're doing is you're pushing and pulling up a little bit and rubbing, so you're pushing this fondant over a little bit whilst keeping that one still. So you're pushing that one against, like that, just really gently, to have that very level with the top of the cake there, and then just push. And I don't know if you can see, you'll see in a sec. Level at the edge and push, and just move it round and go all the way around very, very gently. You don't really need much pressure, just to sharpen that edge, because Australian trends are all about sharp edges on cakes. I mean, mine aren't as sharp as what you see on other people's, on other, like really good cakers. Some people have them like as sharp as a box, which I can't do. But Just gives a really, really modern look. Clean finish. Really gently, put all the way around, nice and slowly. And you have to do this while the cake is still soft. You can't do it once the cake's set up, so you have to do it straight away. And if you can see, I don't know if you can see the difference between that side is really round, and can you see the corner on that side's a bit sharper. Like I said, yeah, it's just trends. I think England is starting to get this trend. I think England and America still lean towards the America and England still lean more towards using buttercream and having round edges. It's Australia that's actually started all this ganashing and sharp edges malarkey. This sharpening of the corners takes a lot of practice, and like I said, you can do it with buttercream underneath, but you'll find the buttercream is soft underneath the fondant and it will squish, and you'll just find you're getting lots of squishiness. To help that, what you can do is, before you put the fondant on the cake, stick your buttercreamed, if you've done it all sharp edges like I have, stick it in the freezer for 10 minutes to freeze the buttercream. You don't want to freeze the whole cake, but you just want to freeze the buttercream so that when you take it out and put your fondant on, the buttercream is hard, and then you can quickly, before the buttercream starts melting again, you can quickly do this. I know one lady, one caker, she only works with buttercream and she gets really super sharp edges. I can't do it though. I find the buttercream just moves too much. Okie dokie. So I'm really happy with that actually. I'm going to pop that bubble, I'm getting lots of little air bubbles today for some reason. Pop them and smooth it over. The acetate's really good for that. And got some little piece of acetate which I can use to touch up any little creases that I see. Some lines there from the smoothers. There you go, and that is my
collection.
Another little trick, I got 2 little pieces of acetate like that, and if you find the smoothers difficult to get your sharp edges, you can actually use your 2 little pieces of acetate and use it the same way, but you just drag, so you're kind of crossing that over a little bit like that, and you just move it around the edge of the cake really gently. I actually just like my smoothers. I think just wait, darling. Jenna was supposed to be at school today while I was doing this, so this would have been a bit quieter. Jenna has a chest infection, don't you, darling? Not that you'd know, she's actually a lot better today. If anybody else ever does come across my videos and starts watching it, because I've really only made this for my sister's benefit, I do apologise for my noisy child. Jen. to that, and actually it's a shame
A baby,
I'm covering up the sides because that's one of my nicest jobs. Right, now just to trim off that bottom edge, and that cake's done, and I can leave it to set up. I really like using Stanley knives, clean ones that you only use for food. And then all I do here, can you see? So because I've got that thing underneath, right, I need you to be quiet now. Please be quiet, I'm talking. Jenna? Listen, Mummy's talking, Mummy's doing the talking. Right, so because I've got that board underneath that cake, I can actually get the knife underneath the board. The cake is sat on a 9-inch board. The cake is sat on a board. So, I can stick my knife, can you see? Underneath, in between, and I can run my knife along the bottom edge of the cake board that the cake's sat on. And I get a really smooth, clean bottom edge, which is really good if you're not going to decorate the bottom edge of the cake. If you're not going to put a ribbon or a decoration around this bottom trim, shush, you get a nice clean edge underneath. And then you just go with your acetate or cake smoother around there, tidy that up, give it a good nice little smooth up. But my cake is going to be decorated around the bottom, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. And there you go. A beautiful fondant white cake. Ta-da!
Where's the hole?
Goodbye!